Avoiding the victim. In this session, I want to cover the biggest trap to avoid as a person who has gotten secrets after the funeral. Now, before I go into this, I feel it's very appropriate to validate your legitimate trauma and pain. You have been betrayed, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, and in your story, you've been betrayed with your spouse in so many ways. Your pain, your trauma is so totally legit. You will need these tools that we've talked about previously. You'll need some supportive people of the same gender and possibly counseling, or maybe even a trauma intensive, or even neuromodulation we offer to a lot of our spouses that have been betrayed. That's amazing because trauma affects your brain, especially if you're a woman. Your brain processes 2.6 times faster than men, but that makes the middle part of your brain thicker. But when you get traumatized, it makes it worse. Okay, there's lots of studies on trauma in women, and if you're a woman, if you really feel like you're stuck, you might want to come and just do the neuromodulation for 5 days in my office. It can really super help you. I've seen women transform by getting their brain unstuck, okay? Now, whatever you feel you need to do that. However, there is a real trap everyone needs to avoid when trauma happens, regardless if it's legal trauma, physical trauma, auto accident, sexual trauma, or in your case, betrayal from a spouse. You've been legitimately hurt. And truly, you did not ask for this. You did not cause this. You have been a victim of your spouse's ongoing bad choices. Staying a victim is what you really want to avoid. Staying a victim moves you in your core as an identity that you are a victim. Okay? Having a victim has you focus on the worst in your life. Moves you to mistrust of others. Okay, if that's happening to you, that's really significant. I wrote a whole chapter on when trauma resets you in a part of the Betrayal trauma book. And if this trauma resets you to mistrust, you want to take care of that. Okay, it can push you away from anyone who doesn't align with your victim mentality, and you find yourself telling your victim story again and again and again, and people don't want to keep hearing it. But you keep staying in it. Number 4, it keeps you stuck, and it can actually affect your health. It can re-traumatize you because if you keep focusing on that, like I met with someone just recently who the event of the affair, and it was traumatic. She walked in on it. She saw it. That was traumatic. But 20 years later, still trying to process it, has been a victim. And it's cost this marriage so much pain. So you don't want to stay a victim. You have had a very traumatic experience, but if it moves to your identity, then you can get in serious trouble. Okay? Now, if you're focusing on the good of your life and healing appropriately and maintaining positive relationships, that's awesome.